Welcome back, everyone. And this week and during this week, you are going to hear about developing a strategy that make your marketing work. Okay, so that will help your company to grow, and that will definitely help your firm to get traction in the marketplace. Okay, so you are on the way to stabilizing a healthy, viable new business. So there are a couple of issues that we will be discussing in this session. But the firstly, segment discuss probably one of the most important element, which is the development of your marketing strategy. The development of your marketing strategy is one of the core strategic activity. Okay, so that you are engaging during the form creation process. Okay, so now let's remember that the market, that means the customer in that market will ultimately pay for your company creation, and because they like your product, they will pay for your product, and that money will come into your company as cash flow. Okay. So when you think about developing a marketing strategy, one of the core elements that you need to decide upon is the target market segment. Okay, so that you want to address. Okay, so the other core element that you want to decide upon is that how that target segment should perceive your products versus the competitor's product. That means the segmentation of your market should be, first of all, you'll have to see your competitors also, and you need to think about that how you will make the segmentation of your target market, that your competitors products are not that kind. Okay, so let's go back to what we discussed in the introductory, selling segment. Okay, the entrepreneur marketing. So where we actually gave you a synthetic framework. Okay, so let me remind you about the framework, and then show you what we will be doing in this segment. Okay, so the fundamentals are following, building on the basis. You can then decide which target segment get the most benefit from your product. So you'll have to focus on that only. So which segment is very profitable for your organization, and you'll have to focus on that segment firstly. Okay, and also how those customers in this target segment should perceive your company. Okay, the second element would be the strategic element to it. It means how should I be proficient. Okay, so what is my target market? We call this the segmentation decision and the positioning decision. And as I mentioned, there are two core strategic decisions that you engaged in during the development of your marketing strategy. Based on these two core strategic decisions, you will be able to decide upon a whole range of other issues that are more operational. Okay, so that are in the implementation phase of your marketing strategy, and some of you might have heard of the well-known market team mix. Exactly those elements would be more the operational ones, the implementation issues. So it's the marketing mix and the implementation that follows. So, and what we will be discussing are the 7 P's. We all understood about the 7 P's in marketing mix, which was in the previous session. So which are an extension of the 4 P's: product, price, promotion, place. Okay, so like this, with the special consideration above, the service industry and a couple of other implementation issues like guerrilla marketing, etc., etc. But one thing is core, you need to understand the difference between the strategic element and more of the implementation elements. This is something that many entrepreneurs do. Unfortunately, not get right and then have to adjust and readjust the marketing implementation. So, when we think about marketing, really keep this in mind that there is a strategic level to it, and there is a more implementational operation level to it. So the first element that you need to understand is the firm distinctive competency. What you understand about distinctive competency and why it is important. See, because the firm's distinctive competency allows you to establish advantage vis-a-vis the competition. That means the different people having some speciality, like the same condition applied to this condition also. In your product might be some beneficial things that will make you different from your competitors' products. So this is called the competency, and this competency will stand you in the market if you are having this kind of competition. Because see, when customer come to you and they want to purchase your product, then you'll have to say what is the thing which makes your product different from the other same brand products. Same products in the competitors. So you'll have to say why your product is best. Okay. So there must be something that you are really good at in your company. Must be that kind of thing you are having. So think about your own competency. What is your competency? Okay. You know, if I can give an example, if you as a person you'll have to check it out your competency, how you will gonna check it. Okay. If you are suppose you are applying for your job out there, you need to be special. You need to have some competency as in other people who apply for this job actually don't have it. So your specialty make you different from your competitors. So this is called the competency. Okay. So, and the same logic applies in firm creation as well. You need to find out what your company is really good at. Produce products that really embody that great skills, capability, and then you have something to provide to the market where the customer will say. Where the customer then first time they see your product, they just say, wow, that is a great product and I'll have to go for this product only. So this kind of statement should be in the mind of customer when first time they will see your product. Okay. So this market competency will make your product very different from other competitors' product. Okay, so that's a great offering. Definitely if you give the offer, then only customer will gonna purchase your product. I choose your basis the competition offering. So in that sense, the firms score this competitive advantage issues that it relates to the something that you need to address and need to understand early on in your venture creation. So when we think about distinctive competency, it can be multiple things. In a high-tech venture, it's typically the technology that is innovative. Every time you need to make your product according to the latest technology, latest innovations that is novel, that has accept to it. that render service that other technology cannot render. But it can also be excellent design, high quality customer service. Typically, when we took at the successful startups, it's mix of all these elements and even more elements in that. Why is this the case? Actually, this is because other firms, your competitors, will have a hard time copying you. You'll have to make your product like very different, and it should be like safe also, and the features, whatever the technology you are going to use, that cannot copy another competitors. It should be like your innovations and your technologies should be very different, and it should be only understandable to your company only, not the other company can understand your strategy and your innovations, your planning, and your whatever the technology you are using. So if the competitors want to copy your things, then they will have a hard time to copy you. So this kind of security features they are having, limiting what you are doing. If you are competing, advantage relies on so many ingredients, and it's just harder to observe what you are doing, and it's just harder to imitate. So once you have a bundle of competency that you will build up, you actually have quite leg forward relative to the competition. And this understanding of your distinctive competency and your competitive advantage will actually form the basis for all sequence of marketing decisions. The core ones is the strategic ones and the more operational ones. The implementation issues that we discussed before, the segmentation decision answer the questions, which is my target market, while the positioning decision answer the questions, why will someone in the target market buy my produce or service instead of the competitors. So you really see how those segmentation and positioning decisions are two sides of the same coin. Why a customer will purchase your product? This is the main question. And entrepreneur typically wants one segment, that's because they have limited resource, limited attention. Some entrepreneurs might decide to say, I enter multiple segments at once, but this can only be done if there is some strong synergy between the segments. But typically you focus on one segment, and this segment deserves your full attention. Because there are customers requested from the segment, you want to enter the segment successfully, create happy consumers that are talking about your product in favorable way. So you create a word of flow. So the central question is segmentation is, who are my customers? And building on that questions, you have a couple of addition questions that you need to check and answer in order to understand whether the segments that you have chosen is actually a good one. Okay, so the first question is hinting to this notion that positioning and segmentation are two closely related decisions that will be jointly developed, because it asks you, is the perceived benefit that my positioning target machine, the benefit decided by this customer segment. So there need to be an element. Another key question is how quickly I can reach this segment, and what's the size and purchasing power of the segment. And if you look across time, are there changes in the segment or not that may affect purchasing power and other attributes of the segment? It can make more or less attractive to you. So finally, you may want to also think about the competitors' activities in this segment, what they are doing. So here is the checklist for successful segmentation. A successful segmentation should be one where what you need, your needs and wants within the segment, and there is a heterogeneity of needs and want between the segment. So I'll give an example that will be quite telling in that sense, because you see I can suppose there is a 3 people in a place, and all the 3 people have wear a same color of jacket, like suppose the blue color of jacket, blue color of eye glasses, and like everything was similar within the these 3 people. So if we will target the market of that kind of market, this is the homogeneous market. That means if you will see the people with same quality, the same color and same kind of dress they wear, then you might think about that there is no competition, and if we will make a product, we fix a single segment, then we can sell the product to all the customers, because the choice of all the customers are similar. But in the different case, if there is a 3 or 4 or 5 people and they are having some different dress sense, different taste and different color choice, so this kind of thing, this is called the heterogeneous market. In heterogeneous market, you need to for stand in this kind of market is very difficult, because you'll have to take care of all the customers' choice and taste and everything that you need to understand before you offer a product to them. Okay, so this is exactly what I mean to say about the homogeneous market segment and the heterogeneous market segmentation. So a good segment should have small difference within the segment and large difference to other segments. You should also be able to determine the size of the segment. If you cannot determine the size of the segment, it's typically an indication that you did not segment well enough, and ultimately the segment should be large enough so that you can be profitable as a company. So these elements provide you with the checklist, but I think fundamentally try to think of the benefit that you will establish by saying this is my target market, and I know who these people are, and I know which type of marketing message appeal to them. You'll have to understand the market, you'll have to understand the customer's needs, requirement and demand. Then only you can make your strategy according to your customers. So once you can say this, these people will come back and say, wow, I was addressed with my needs through your marketing message. Let me get your product. So this kind of statements you should make from the customer. Manufacturers play into the segmentation decision in the market. For instance, like graphic lifestyle consideration, consumer behavior as the most sophisticated way of segmenting the market, but also geographic and demographic characteristics such as age, gender, like what is the age, like whether the customer is kid section or the young generation or the old person, and what is the gender, like they are male or female, what is the family size, like 2 members in the family, husband and wife, or the 2 members and 2 kids are there. So the demand and needs of this particular section will be changed according to this demographic and geographical area also. So first just look at these different people, the people using different kind of phones. If we can say, like the BlackBerry, the iPhones, Apple iPhones, the Samsung phones and all. So this is according to the needs. Some of the maximum of the business persons, they are using the BlackBerry phones for business, like for email session and all. So like this, the young generation, they are mostly using the iPhones and all. So this is according to the taste of the customer, they are preparing the products. Okay. So nowadays, this is exactly what I need to say. The positioning is so important at it portrays how the customer should perceive your product. If first time they will see, a customer will see your product, then what is the perception in his mind? What they think about your product? What is this? What are the benefits of that product? Whether I should purchase this product or not purchase this product. So whatever kind of question arises in the customer's minds, you need to understand those questions. Okay. So what is exactly the perception of your customer for your product? Your company with the competition, especially when you think about new firm, these are unknown entities and new and innovative markets oftentimes, so that customers should actually understand the unique attributes of that company. So that's relate back to what we have been already discussed with respect to the competitive advantage questions or the core competency questions at the beginning of the segment. So the central question is, what are the unique differentiating characteristic of my product or service as perceived by member of the target segment, that means the customers? What the customer perceived about your product? Okay, so this is the main question. What is the unique differentiation characteristic? What is the special characteristic of your product? What the customer perceived about these questions? So there are a couple of further questions that you need to understand in order to provide and develop a compelling position. The first question, there is a very relevant one. It says, why should my product always be bought instead of the competitors? Why? This is the very important question, and you need to just focus on this question. What is the specialty of your product? Why a customer will purchase your product only instead of competitor's product? So this is very important for every business person. So we mentioned this issue briefly when you remember that in the previous modules, we can say, where we talked about putting yourself in the customer's shoes. This is actually what it means here. Try to understand why my customer should choose my product and not the competitor's product. This relates then to second question, which differentiating characteristics should my target segment perceive. This might sound like a trivial question, but in most innovations, it is not a trivial question. This is because you have lots of features in product, and you need to understand which feature you should actually put to forefront when you communicate with the customer. Everybody knows that whoever manufactured the product, manufacturing company, they know the all specialty and benefits, advantages of your product. Okay? But whether you are going to talk with the customer, whether you are in front of the customer, immediately you'll have to try to understand the customer, what exactly the need of that customer, and whatever the beneficial and advantage of your product, firstly, which advantage you'll have to actually you'll have to put to forefront when you communicate with your customer. Which feature you will explain first to your customer, so that your customer directly feel that this is the best for me and I will purchase this product only. Suppose there is a car showroom, okay, and in that car showroom there are various kind of segmented cars are there, like the sedan cars, the hatchback cars, the HUV cars, luxurious cars, many kind of cars, and you as a salesperson you know every features of your product, but many kind of customers are not similar, they are different from each other, and the needs and requirement of that customers are also very different. So when you are in front of your customer, firstly you need to identify you'll have to talk to the customer more, so that you'll be able to understand the customer's need. If they are having kids and family, and this kind of customer come to you, and mainly they talk about the safety and all, what are the safety features, if they are interested in that kind of feature, then firstly you'll have to teach them about the main safety features of the particular segmented car. Instead of that, if you will talk about this is the comfort, this is the comfort features, you will explain about the comfort features, then they will might be think that there is no safety features, so this is not for our use. So whatever the customer focus on, whichever the features, you'll have to understand the customer, and accordingly you'll have to attain that customer and explain about that particular benefit that the customer will like mostly. So that he can perceive those features is it is not a trivial question, because it's actually turn out the lead to insight one that you say this is not segmented, that actually values my product. So you go back to the drawing board and say maybe this target segment is not fitting my positioning or the types of benefits that I want to render to the segment. So there is an example of positioning in the auto market. In the auto market, oftentimes customers perceive car, again the examples, cars as either being sporty or more conservative, and they perceive car as being either classy, or this is all about the choice of customer. Okay, so customer perceive the auto market, so it's really standing the customer's shoes for you as an entrepreneur. This is actually quite an interesting type of strategic decision making process here, because it allows you to understand a couple of issues that are core to your marketing. First, it allows to understand where the blank spots are. There are no competition. Which is the feature there is no competition? You need to focus on that question first. This the target segment that would be reflecting this type of positioning is still an attractive for you. It also allows you to understand if you are positioned that way as a new company, who are my direct competitors. In business, firstly you need to know about who are the customers and all. Okay, so this is all about the positioning and this all, and what are things I hope I'm clear to all whatever the topic I have keep in my hand, that I have explained well. So you you need to understand, if you are take one of these away, you will not make that cell, but you need that cell. So better look at your value proposition twice 3 times. Okay, so thank you so much for the session. Thank you.